Alright, well, I have been picking up stuff with a strap hooked to the tooth bucket. So, I'm going to try my hand at welding a hook onto the back of the bucket right here. I can't think of any other better place to put it, even though it is close to here. That doesn't come any closer to this, even rolled all the way back, it doesn't come close to that. So, should be clear. I was thinking maybe throwing it over on the side, then it'd definitely be clear, but then I run into issues with that, and then what if the strap's not long enough or something. So I'm just going to try it right here, tack it on, make sure I can roll it, make sure it doesn't actually affect any of this, and I'll try my hand at welding. I honestly have never welded anything together, so this might be risky. And then I have some other stuff going on that I'm going to try and attempt to weld as well. Somehow twisted. That's how, just rocks and twists. Up until this point, all I've done is laid a couple little beads on a piece of steel and tried sticking two little scrap pieces of metal together. So, yeah. This is probably going to be entertaining for everyone. Alright, like I said, just tacked there. Let's curl it back, make sure it doesn't hit anything, and see how it does. Yeah, we're completely clear. So let's see how I can do with this. I don't know what shows up on the GoPros either, so hopefully I'm not just messing up this GoPro with welding. So I think I welded it. It is fugly. It sure is ugly. Mind you, I will never lift anything over anyone with this. It is purely just to hook up a strap to lift like a small plate compactor out of a ditch or something. That's all. If it's going to be something serious, I'm going to get a professional welder to do it. Oh yeah, the grinder shows the mast, that's alright. I think that's better. Come on, stay on. There's still pockets on this side, but this side, I think, looks a heck of a lot better. I really think I got to get something down in here and something up there. I can't do up there with it on there, on the machine. So I'll end up having to take it off the machine. But down here, I think I'm just going to have to weld to this wear bar. And I'm going to have to pry out some debris that's inside there. All right. Hit it with the grinder a little. Thought I had it going good. But now I gotta clean that off again, don't I? think I did exactly what I wanted. Gonna let this side cool down more because I just did that, but over here had a little time to cool down. It's definitely not pretty, but I sure think it'll work. Leave comments on how I can improve. Jokes are fine also, but I do actually want to know how to improve. I have this. So specific comments on how to work this better and how to improve are much appreciated. And of course, you can joke and make fun, but. All right, I'm gonna take it off the machine and do the other side and open up the box and see what's in there. For real welders, welding completely around it may or may not be overkill, but for me, I don't count on my welds being the strongest welds, so more the better, I think, maybe. Come on. I know why I went weld. I didn't put the ground back on. Holy guacamole, Batman. Welding down is, it looks a lot better. Is it easier? looks a lot better. The very beginning of it has a little bit of a hole in it. I don't want to get too close. The hole right there, but the rest of that looks really good. How come that one went so much smoother than the others? Is it really just because I'm going down? Cool. All right, I'm gonna get some stuff cleaned up and open that up. Well, I have an auger for my Bobcat that I see as general purpose. Why not make it usable for the excavator also? So I got some ears and mounting plate to mount to the Kubota excavator. I've had these for probably too long, year and a half maybe. So hopefully they're right and they're not the wrong ones. But I just got around to having the bracket made that accepts the swivel for the actual auger. That was the big holdup. I just never got around to measuring it and getting it done. And man, the oil that they used on this stinks. It smells something right. So, yeah, goal is to get these welded to that, get this welded to that, and we have an auger adapter for the excavator. In theory, easy peasy. In actuality, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'll get these all cleaned up and hopefully get the smell off of them, and we'll start laying some stuff out. All right, so in theory, that is supposed to look something like that. And then this will get mounted on the actual underside of that, so what's facing down, it'll get mounted on like that or like that. Whichever way, doesn't matter because it's just a 90-degree switch block for swivel. And that's really all it's going to be. So the ears on one side, these brackets on the other side, and my swivel for the auger will hang off of that pin. Again, in theory, sounds great. Will I actually be able to do it? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the ears set up on the actual machine, roll the machine, curl it all the way back. Hopefully then I'll be able to clamp on the plate to the ears and then tack weld it to make sure it all holds and stays, and then take it off the machine, finish welding the ears, be able to flip it over and weld those little brackets on the, again, the underside. I mean, it's a little sketchy. It keeps wanting to skip around, so I kind of want to get some tacks on it, but it's working for now. Let's hope. How do I stop doing that? Okay, I got a couple 4-tacks on it, 2 on each side. Who knows if they're actually gonna hold. Keep the toes away. Thing I do know about welding, you don't want to weld one entire side at once. You want to go back and forth, because I guess you can actually bend the piece. I don't know the whole science behind it, but I kind of get the idea of it. Now, the metal glue stick's working, I guess. Well, those are welded completely around. Whether how good or how bad is to be determined. All right, let's see my grading. I think this one's the best one. And if I'm saying that's the best one, then how bad are the other ones? This right here doesn't look like it actually penetrated. It kind of makes me want to go back over, see if I can melt it in more. Am I right to think that? Because I'm about to do it anyways. Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't really look any better. Kind of just makes me think like of a worm on the surface or something. I'm gonna leave it at that. I could probably mess with this for all night and not get any better. Alright, let's get this flipped over and get those brackets laid out on the other side. Pretty sure I got that where I want it. So let's get a tack on it. And actually I probably should throw a square on it. One would think, maybe. And I just moved it all. So no square. At least not till I get it tacked. Well, battery died somewhere along the line in there. I got this all welded. I don't know what you saw. It's not the prettiest, but I think it's going to serve its purpose fine. So now I'm going to get it some little paint, and I'm going to have some dinner, and then probably get some more paint, or maybe just assemble, and we'll see. Right. Actually, I got this one. Not this one. I can do this one. Who wants a red hook? Oh, black bucket. Oop, that was good there. I think we're good. Now let's try another. Hopefully this makes a little more sense to what I've been making and assembling. And I'm about to go over and actually mount up the auger. Jeez, words have aided me there. Yeah, I don't know, I have no idea, I should correct myself, I have no idea if the hydraulic hoses for the auger will actually reach to the hydraulic ports on this. That I'm not even going to try and figure out until I actually have it mounted on here. If I have to make extensions, I'll make extensions another day. But yeah, yep, let's go get to the auger and hang it up on this. Let's see if I can get this with how it's been dropped off here. These aren't the lightest of things, I know that. Can you guys see out there? I just got the pin in it. Let's lift up. Oh yeah, and those hoses definitely look like they're plenty long enough. I'm gonna leave this extended out here. I'm just gonna throw an auger on it to see what it looks like. Right there. That might be a little bit of a fight with all the dirt frozen to it, so give me a minute. Alright, with some struggle, I got that auger on and I got the hydraulic hoses on. They are plenty long enough, so let's pull this out of there and see what we can do. I'm gonna have to try and do this one-handed, or alright, I have something type mounted. We definitely have frost, but let's see if we can dig anything. want to dig a hole. So let's camera fell. Dump that all back where it came from. Yeah, I'm going to be happy with this. So the goal is I can use the excavator for doing post holes, auger holes, whatever. I can use the bobcat for it as well, but also I got a wood splitter cone for the auger, and my intention is splitting some of the big logs with the auger, at least into smaller manageable pieces. So yeah, I can't do that with the bobcat because the bobcat just can't get close enough to them, where the excavator I can. So I'm very happy with how this has come out. Ultimately was fairly inexpensive, so good little update. Now I have, let's spin this back around for a second. Capability of using this auger on that bracket down there for the skid steer and this bracket for the excavator. Dual purpose, instead of buying a whole nother auger or something for the excavator. Awesome.